the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love, we come together, 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 we come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together, we come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Springfield. We're going to begin our service, like we always do, singing. And the song we're going to sing is number 38, Spirit Calls in the Blue Book, 38.
Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Sets us free from all lack and limitation, sets us free to realize who we can be. We are made in the image and the likeness of God. Spirit calls, so stand up and believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free. Spirit calls, come up higher. Spirit calls, sing I believe. Spirit calls, come up higher. Love lifts us high and sets us free.
Thank you, Gay and Alyssa. Well, we light the Christ candle as a part of our connection to the greater unity movement, where we connect and hold individual ministries in prayer each week. And this week we hold all the ministries in the state of South Dakota. So let's go within for a moment as we think of the state in the north central part of our country, and we just feel our heart connection with everyone there. And we feel a lot of love and blessings going to everyone there. And we encircle the world now with this prayer energy of love and support. We especially send love, comfort, and blessings to all the families impacted in Ukraine from the last attack. And we see people's lives being restored and peace coming to that country. Thank you, God. Amen. And now I'd like to invite Chris Smith, our board president, up here for the board minute and 8 seconds.
That's to give me enough time to get to the back of the room at the end. So I'm wearing my Pride Fest 2026 t-shirt. Unity was well represented at Pride Fest yesterday. We handed out a lot of Unity materials and had some great conversations, and whether or not that results in people coming to a service or an activity in the near future, we clearly express that we are an open and affirming congregation, and that we are supporters of the LGBTQ community. So it was a great day. Did get a little damp at the beginning. We were debating whether to walk in the parade in the rain. I was in favor because Alden's a lot taller than me, and if there was a lightning strike, he'd be the guy that got hit. But for some reason, he was a little more reluctant. So we sat that part out, but we had a great time anyway. Also coming up, and you'll see these dates mentioned again in the slide deck, we're planning a trip to Unity Village, October 19th through the 22nd, and hope we get as many of you to join the Unity group going as possible. The basic plan is to leave on Monday, October 19th, and arrive in time for a dinner and opening session, and then we'll have 2 full days there with some activities planned and facilitated by an outside consultant, and then wrap up on Thursday the 22nd with a breakfast and head on home. So Unity Village is the closest thing in the Unity faith to Mecca, so I've never been there, so I'm very excited about the opportunity and hope we can get as many Unity people from Springfield as possible to join us on that trip. So we're looking forward to that. And that's my Unity Minute, and I got 8 seconds to get to the back of the room.
Just made it, okay. And now we invite Shelley Kaufman up here to present our announcements.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope you all are well today and survived the rain. Yeah, I was a firm no on the parade yesterday. I was like, I'm not going to walk. If it had been sprinkling, maybe, but it was raining. So we want to welcome you today. We are so glad you're here. We extend a special welcome to those of you here visiting for the first time. On your way in today, you should have received a welcome packet. We also have a gift for you. Please see one of our greeters after today's service. Unity is a worldwide spiritual movement. We are an inclusive community, and we welcome all people. Today's announcements: Reiki treatments will be offered after the service in the Reiki room. Use the sign-up sheet located in the foyer and ask any one of our Reiki practitioners wearing an orange lanyard to receive a free 12 to 15 minute treatment. If you are number 1 and number 2 on the sign-up sheet, please go to the Reiki room after the service to begin your treatment. Other participants, please continue to enjoy fellowship in Margaret Kane Hall until you are called by one of the practitioners. The 9 a.m. spirituality speaking class is currently studying Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. Get your copy and join us for the study of this Unity classic. Everyone is invited to join us for our Mindful Monday Peace Circle from 3 to 4 p.m. We gather in the youth room and on Zoom to take a collective breath and a deep exhale of renewal, connecting with one another in loving kindness to bring more peace to our world. Wednesday at 5:30, Karen Kelly will lead the gathering meditation via Zoom, creating a sacred space for quiet, introspective meditation. You are invited to enjoy and participate in the monthly drumming circle with Dave Tell on Thursday, May 21st at 6 p.m., held in Margaret Kane Hall, which is right here behind us. We are planning another art show to start in June. This show will be photography only, and we are looking for photographers to exhibit their art. Contact Doug Brackney if you are interested. The show will kick off with an opening reception on Saturday, June 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. Enjoy an evening of art, music, and refreshments. We hope you will come out and support this ongoing fun event. As Chris Smith mentioned, a group trip to Unity Village is being arranged for October. Save the dates and plan to join us. This will be an opportunity to build camaraderie with each other while having a meaningful spiritual experience. Connect with Reverend Alden to express your interest or for any questions you may have. Emails are sent out weekly that have information on current happenings and how to join in events. To sign up for our emails, ask a greeter for a yellow card to fill out or visit our website to subscribe. Also, check out our webpage for up-to-date information at unityofspringfieldil.org. All right, we would like to give special thanks to Jen Miller. We would like to give special thanks to our Springfield Pride Fest co-chairs, Jen Miller and Chris Smith. We also want to thank every single person who volunteered and took part. You truly made this a success for our Unity community. Okay. Creating our lives and our world through the thoughts and beliefs we hold in mind is a spiritual principle we practice at Unity of Springfield. We also know this truth. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And our vision statement, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission statement, we recognize God is love, individualized in all people. Therefore, we provide a positive environment for spiritual growth that empowers all to be God's love in the world. And our youth and family ministry affirmation. Our youth and family ministry empowers the next generation with loving kindness and acceptance, creating a safe, sacred space for children, teens, and young adults to explore, discover, and experience spirituality. What a great place for teens. I wish I would have had that as a teenager. And next up is Dave Tell will read today's daily word.
And today's daily word is flow. The affirmation today is, the words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. As I picture a crystal clear stream rushing down a steep mountain slope, I also see it gathering in still pools, calm, deep, and life-giving. This image reminds me that my words and actions flow from a peace that passes understanding, nourished by divine good. Open to this infinite presence, my heart is steadied and my mind is focused. The words I speak and the choices I make become rich and meaningful. They are not surface ripples, but carry the depth and power of spiritual truth. As water flows from mountaintop to coastline, the presence of Spirit flows into every part of my life. Divine love pours into human experience. I am both the rushing waters and the deep pools, and from this stream of wisdom, I speak words that give life. And the words from the Bible, the words of the mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a gushing stream. From Proverbs 18, verse 4. And the affirmation again, if you'll join me. The words I speak flow from infinite wisdom.
So before meditation and our message today, we have some special music with Tim on guitar and Gay on piano and Linda and I singing. This is, you want to introduce the song? Go ahead. Okay.
I was going to say, this is a group effort here this morning, and you all are included. So the name of this is, what is it? When I Breathe In. Although there are several names for it, sometimes it's just called meditation on breathing. And Alyssa is going to give you instruction on how this is going to, flow, because one of the basic flows of life is breathing in and breathing out.
So hopefully it's not too hard to see up here, but we have 3 parts. Could I have a C? Here's part 1. Linda's going to be leading part 1, and if you have chosen a different part and get lost, come back to this part with breathe in, breathe out. Sounds like this. Breathe in, breathe out. Will you try that with me? Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. That's part 1. Keep going. That's all there is. Part 2 will be led by Gay and Tim. It sounds like this. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe. Give it to me again. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Let's try that together. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Great. And here's part 3, which you'll follow me if you've chosen. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Okay. Now, choose your part, choose your adventure. We're going to sing, so if you're following the breathe in, breathe out, you'll follow Linda. If you're following part 2, you'll follow Gay and Tim. And if you're following part 3, you'll follow me. Okay, let's try it.
And you're welcome to switch back and forth as you feel comfortable. We're going to make this work.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'm breathing peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Thank you, guys.
Well, we know the drill here. Breathe in, breathe out. And we ride the waves of the song that we've all sung together as we enter into meditation. And we're able to clear away the busyness the challenges, and the difficulties of our lives by simply consciously breathing in, breathing out, breathing in peace, breathing out love. And we breathe in peace, we are breathing in to our bodies life-giving oxygen. And as we breathe out all of the thoughts, beliefs, perspectives, and viewpoints that no longer serve us, that no longer add to the joy and beauty of our lives. And it's through the power of divine peace and divine love that we're easily centered in the flow, in the movement, in the activity of God's infinite Spirit. We are instantly connected, consciously, to our higher power, to the one source. And as we continue in this process of conscious breathing, we begin to feel peaceful, loving, compassionate. We feel empowered to do what is ours to do in the world, in our lives. But just as importantly, we are empowered to have a say, to have dominion over our thoughts, over what we think about life. And by dominion, I mean choice. We choose how we want to feel, to think, and show up in our lives. And if we're honest with ourselves, we prefer to express, to feel, and to show up with peace and love, with joy and enthusiasm. And this happens easily by tuning in a time of prayerful meditation to this power and energy that is within us, expressing through us all the time. There are times when we venture into other areas of consciousness. When we're feeling tired, when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling overwhelmed or overworked. And what happens is that our energy becomes diffused, becomes drained by energy-draining thoughts and beliefs, drained by fear and concern, drained by worry. And so we, each one of us, as spiritual beings living our best human lives, we have a choice every moment to choose peace, love, empowerment, to accept the fact of who we really are. Yes, we are human, but at our core, we are each spiritual beings. This never changes. And even though our human selves change over the time of our lives, the core of us is unchanging. And so right now in this moment, we embrace our oneness with the source of all good, with the creative movement of spirit. We accept it and let it flow quietly now in the silence. From the core of our being, from our awareness of our connection with Spirit, we move forth from this time of meditation, bringing with us an ongoing awareness of our identity as spiritual beings. And as we greet others along our way, we see that same inner light, the Christ presence in all. And for this time of meditation and inner reflection, we are grateful and give thanks in the name and through the power and through the nature of the Christ presence within us all. And so it is. Amen. It's really great to have such talented people in our ministry, like our music department today, to Gay and Alyssa and to Tim and to Linda. Wow, very cool. We were like a big choir. Thank you. And to Shelley and Dave, our platform folks today, thank you. And to Chris and Danny back in our tech booth, thank you. To Ron and Doris, who were the greeters today, thank you. And to Chris Fairshon, our administrative director in Cincinnati, who watches us from afar, but she makes sure we're doing our jobs. So there we go. Everyone watching us on YouTube and Facebook today, welcome. Before we get started with my talk, I want to do a brief survey, and I have these little pads here. I'm going to pass around the outside and then bring them back to the middle. And there's one question on this that you need to answer. It's really simple. So somebody grab some pens. It's a very difficult survey, and if you need help, ask the person next to you what they think. Oh, it's no mystery, it's no mystery. It's simply a question of how old are you? I want to know the demographics of our ministry on this moment, this day, on May 17th. So we'll get that going around. And we'll get into my talk today. And this is a talk where we're going to have a little fun. Need some sound here. Yeah. You don't have to stand up. You can just, you got to do a little of this. Now, this song is probably a part of many people's warm-up routines for working out, because the title of this song is Start Me Up. Start Me Up. We'll get to the Windows thing in a minute, but yeah. It's a fun song. All right, now you may be wondering, when you saw the title of this talk, maybe it was just now, maybe it was in our emails, did you wonder if your minister had kind of gone totally crazy? The gospel according to the Rolling Stones? Now, you might be a fan of the Stones. You might not be. But, when it comes to the Rolling Stones, when the question is asked what are the top 10 bands of all time, number 10, it is. Number 9, impossible. 8, to rank them. 7, because. 6, music is subjective. 5, and everyone. 4, has 3, different. 2, taste. Number 1, the Rolling Stones. So either you're a fan, maybe you're not a fan, maybe you don't know much about the Rolling Stones. Kind of depends upon a lot of different reasons. Some of it demographic. Some of it just a taste in music, maybe not your kind of music. But the reason that we're going to look at this today is I feel that we can learn a lot of life lessons from, for many of us here, our elders. And why not successful ones? And why not ones who are doing pretty much exactly what they did in their 20s? Now, I've seen the Rolling Stones personally in concert 3 times. 3 times. Okay? Once in Honolulu in 1973. I was 16. Once in 2005 in Columbus, Ohio. I was older than 16. And in 2021, at the stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. 3 times. And here, this is a slide of, I actually have the ticket, I saved it, from the concert in Columbus. That was really fun. I took our daughter Jennifer to the concert. And at the time, she was attending a school in Muncie, Indiana, on the campus of Ball State. It was called the Indiana Academy for 11th and 12th graders, smart ones. She's very intelligent. And I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a Bible workshop in Columbus. Would you like me to pick you up? And we could go there, and we'll just go to the church and have fun like that. And so we got to the hotel we were staying in. I said, why don't we go downtown and get some food? And we drove downtown Columbus, and we're walking around. Of course, there are a whole lot of people walking around wearing, these interesting shirts with the big lips on them and all like that. And she goes, well, what do you think's going on? I said, I think it's a hockey game or something like that. They're playing at the arena nearby. And, we finally went and ate somewhere. We could barely get into a restaurant. And then we started heading toward the line, and she looked at me and she goes, what are we doing here? And I said, So she got stuck into a Rolling Stones concert. In 1972, when I was 15, I started taking guitar lessons, and I got my first guitar when I was 15. This is not that guitar, but I had a guitar, took lessons, and I started learning from these other teenage girls who were a little older than me, and they were teaching me some good songs, a song like Beginnings by Chicago. I still know how to play it, and some other stuff, but I really wanted to learn stuff that was a little more vintage, I guess is the word for it, in 1972. And the guy who was running the studio, he said, well, we have Dennis. And I go, Dennis? He said, yeah, he's 50 cents more an hour, but he could teach you all the stuff you want to know. So I started taking lessons from Dennis Oichi, who looked like a Japanese version of John Lennon with the hair parted in the middle and the round gold-rimmed glasses. That's what he looked like. And he played in a gay bar in downtown Honolulu. He knew how to play every Rolling Stones song in the world. And he taught me how to play every Rolling Stones song he knew. Later on, I found all of the chord sheets to it. I felt like I found gold when I found it many years later. So he taught me all of this. And I learned a whole bunch of Rolling Stones songs. When it comes to famous British rock and roll bands, you got the Beatles, you got the Stones, sometimes you have Beatle people, sometimes you have Stones people. Now, last year we did an entire 13 weeks on the music of the Beatles. We will only do one Sunday of the Rolling Stones. It's today. And I realize not everybody is familiar with the Rolling Stones, So I'm going to show you right now a short clip from last year's CBS Sunday morning show. They kind of show the Stones today.
Do you like working in this place?
Yeah, it's an old friend of ours, Electric Lady.
At Electric Lady Studios in New York,
Jimmy.
where the band worked on the record, we caught up with Keith Richards.
Is it like getting on a bike when you guys go in the studio?
Pretty much, but you're not sure if the tires are pumped up. What's he doing here? I'm with you.
Over in London, Mick Jagger and Ronnie Wood joined us.
So how did this come about?
Well, my recollection
Yeah.
is that Mick said, what we need to do is say, let's make an album, let's blitz it. Basically, that was the impetus.
We used to have a record ready to go out on tour. So there was a deadline. So then we more or less did what we said we planned to do.
Which is really unusual.
Yeah, really unusual. And I think I said to Keith, it's going to be finished by Valentine's Day. And Keith looked at me like...
How quickly do you know in a recording studio when you have something?
You got to give it a minute. You can't be dismissive if you don't get it in the first 1 minute. But you kind of get to know in 10 minutes, if I say.
That quickly.
It doesn't take long to know if something's really there and whether it's worth chasing.
And it's a bit like a painting. You construct, you do the first layout, and then you give it a breath, go away.
You're a painter.
We don't have that. But let him have his analogy.
Come back and build the jigsaw,
I
love that.
People aren't Van Gogh, man.
Van Gogh away, please.
Don't get angry with me.
The album's lead single, Angry, started with a lyric from Jagger.
I was just playing guitar in the Caribbean on my own and just came up with the idea. And then I took it to the next level with Keith.
Mick and I, we kind of kick each other up the ass. And I like that, I don't like that, and whatever it is, it's a sort of chemistry.
But the band's chemistry was rocked. when drummer and founding member Charlie Watts died in 2021.
Did you feel the need to put an album out?
I think maybe because of Charlie's demise that we felt that if the Stones were going to continue, then we better make a mark of what the Stones are now.
Was it hard for you on tour to look back and not see Charlie there?
Yeah, of course it's hard. I mean, it's all my life, ever since I was 19 or whatever. It's always been Charlie.
On some level, it had to be emotional not to have Charlie.
Of course it's emotional, but you have to get past that in life. You know, I love Charlie, I love all the things, but I still want to carry on making music.
The Stones now tour with new drummer Steve Jordan. But Watts plays on 2 tracks on the album, including one with the Stones' original bassist, Bill Wyman, who left the band in 1993.
Did Bill have to be coaxed to come back, Bill Wyman?
No, not at all. I phoned him and I said, "Are you still playing the bass even?" I was a bit worried. He said, "What do you mean? I play it every day I'm making an album." I said, "Great, Bill. You come and do this track."
Yeah.
Because Charlie's on it and I like it to be reunited. The original rhythm section would be a cool idea.
When those original Rolling Stones first formed in London in 1962, they never imagined it would last.
I remember when we had the first hit record, we kind of looked at each other with like dismay, saying, "Well, we've got about 2 years, boys." And then you've got to find a job.
About 2 years, guys, and then we got to find a job. Yeah. Has anybody ever asked you, who do you want to have lunch with the most? Anybody from history? And a lot of people say, oh, I want to have lunch with Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr. or someone like important like that. For me, it's Keith Richards. Because I just want to know what it is that's allowed him to live so long with all the crazy stuff he's done in his life. And there are a lot of memes out there about Keith Richards' longevity. Keith Richards, you've seen him in the clip I just played. And some of these are pretty interesting about Keith. And I'm just going to show you a few of them. On the left up there, these are Keith Richards' daughters, and when they pass away, he'll inherit everything. Every time you smoke a cigarette, God takes from your life a day and gives it to Keith Richards. And then down here, this is Keith Richards waiting for electricity to be discovered so he can play his electric guitar. And some more that have to do with Willie Nelson, who also seems to be living quite a long time. And I think youngsters need to start thinking about what kind of world they're going to leave for me and Keith Richards. That is, they're going to live on forever. And there's Keith Richards giving a guitar lesson to Willie Nelson. And then up in the corner, there's Keith and Willie building the pyramids back in time. So these are very, very fun ones. Well, this is pretty good too. When the Flintstones are watching Keith play on their television. One of the books that is on my shelf in my office back here is What Would Keith Richards Do? You can see here, it's daily affirmations from a rock and roll survivor. And so maybe we want to take a look at some verses from this particular book. And he wrote, "People today run themselves into a corner thinking they actually created things. I'd rather look upon myself as an antenna or some go-between. I'm just around and songs are running around. They're all there, ready to grab. You play an instrument and pick it up. And further, I receive and transmit. It's that simple. If I actually believed I created something, I'd be in big trouble. There's no Godhead ego. I don't believe in the grand, bold type written by Keith Richards. I just pick up the songs, pass them on. They aren't mine. They're everybody's." And there is a line from the Bible that relates to Keith Richards. I'm not going to make one up like I did last week. From 1 Peter 4, God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. So what started as a group of lads trying to replicate the sound of Chicago blues, American blues music, that's how they started out. They just wanted to try to do Muddy Waters as best they could. Has become what most people feel, well, a lot of people feel, is the greatest rock and roll band ever, rock and roll. So what is the gospel according to the Rolling Stones? What can we learn from Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Charlie Watts, Ronnie Wood? What are the spiritual principles, the advice that we might employ in our lives if we want to live our lives to the best of our ability? Well, we start off with learning to survive. Survive. You know, we always talk in Unity about, well, you got to thrive, not just survive. You got to survive first to thrive. So they've learned that. And they've been through a lot of physical challenges that they had to deal with medically. Mick Jagger has had heart surgery. Keith Richards, he's been through everything. He fell out of a tree once. He had a blood clot. He's had surgery. Ronnie Wood is a cancer survivor. Charlie Wood survived cancer for quite a long time. In fact, he's quoted as saying, I thought I was going to die. I thought that's what you did. You get cancer and you waste away and die. But it's hard to kill a rolling stone. And he lived a long time. He lived 80 years. And sadly, he passed a few years ago. So to survive rock and roll, get back to here. To survive rock and roll for 50 years, now these guys today are 78 to 82 years old. They're not 6 feet under. They've learned something. And what they've learned is tenaciousness. Tenaciousness, let me say it correctly. They've learned how to really hang in there. And I don't know if it's a musician's thing. I'm looking at some musicians here. Maybe it's the music that keeps them going, but they're finding a way to live it. And these guys learned we can't take a whole bunch of mind-altering drugs forever. They're all clean. They don't take alcohol. They don't take heroin anymore. What do they drink on the stage? Water. Water, yeah. They learn to survive. Number 2, let go of the past. There are some very interesting interpersonal relationships that happened, particularly in the early days of the Rolling Stones, between Mick and Keith. And here they are today. You see them in that clip there in their interaction. They're almost like an old married couple, aren't they? Really. Mick and Keith. Oh my goodness. All of them, all of these guys, if they had been any other band, would have split up a long time ago. So many of the bands, you know, you think of the bands of the past, are they together? Maybe bits and pieces of them, but these guys are still together. They've learned to let go of the past, to keep their focus in the now. What's to come? You know, Mick talks about his feelings about Charlie Watts, the drummer, passing away, but that he realizes for himself, he needs to let that go and look to the future. And something we talk about in Unity is living in the now moment as we look to the future. We can't wallow in what's been, because what will happen if we wallow in it? We'll create more of the wallowing. Okay, number 3, don't get fat. I have to personally admit I've got a ways to go on this. But all of these guys were raised as kids in the world of ration books. They were raised during World War II. That's when they were born. That's when they had their early years. There wasn't a lot to eat. There wasn't a lot of stuff. And so it's a generation that experienced real austerity. And maybe that's why they're still alive. None of them are big like me, that's for sure. Mick Jagger has had a 28-inch waist for the last 40 years. Oh my goodness. And Keith and Ronnie are pretty trim. Ronnie maybe a little more than Keith. And so several months ago, it was last year, I don't remember what the day was the day that I gave up eating mellow cream donuts. Because I want to be a little bit more like these guys. Have you seen me eat a mellow cream donut in the last? No, I won't touch it. If you make some good brownies, I might have a little one, but. All right. Get better with age. They have. I've been to their concerts, like I said, 3 times. 73, 05, 2021. And I have to say, the jump from the 70s to 05, that show was way better than that early one. Of course, they had more material to work with by then. But these are guys who have innovated. They did some disco stuff. You know that clip I played at the beginning, Start Me Up, and I heard somebody over here echoing, you must have read my notes. Remember Windows 95? We loved Windows 95, didn't we? And do you remember when it first came out, there was a song that went along with it on television and wherever else? Yeah, it was that song. And you wonder, how did they get to use that song? And Bill Gates wanted to use that song, and he went to Mick Jagger and he said, well, how much for the song? And Mick Jagger just went, $14 million. And Bill Gates paid. And there you go, Start Me Up. Because when you go to Windows 95, you go down in the left corner, remember? And it says Start, right? And then that would open up all the applications and things like that. Start Me Up. These guys got better with age. And that song, Start Me Up. You heard how they, when God pitched an idea and go back to Mick and Keith wrote all their songs, most of them, just like Paul McCartney and John Lennon wrote most of the Beatles songs. Same kind of, sharing the copyright and the writership of them. But one would start with the idea. They went through 28 versions of that song till they got to that one. These guys work. They worked at it. And we have to think of ourselves, whatever age we are, and of course, I'm going to know everybody's age here, but I won't know what number goes with whom. But we got to think of ourselves as not over the hill, thank you. I was hoping you'd say over the hump. We're getting to that in the talk today, don't worry. We're heading for the barn. Over the hill. The Stones didn't have to tour all those years. They didn't have to do it. They had plenty of money. I looked up Mick Jagger and Keith Richards' money. How much do they have? You look up celebrities, they've got this much, this much. Each of them is worth about $600 million apiece. So if I have lunch with Keith, I'm going to let him pick up the tab. But they could rest on their laurels, but they keep touring. They keep spending time in the recording studio. That was from last year. They're creative in the same way any of us that are creative, whether you're a woodworker, a painter, a musician, a writer, you keep at it. So the next time that any of us feel that we have nothing left to give, no matter what our age is, nothing to contribute, I want you to smack yourself silly. And think of these guys, and what they keep doing. One had heart surgery. One had brain surgery. One had cancer surgery. They keep moving. Now, this is going to sound weird. Moderation in all things. Moderation in the rock and roll world? Yes, moderation. It's something that we talk about doing a lot, moderating our lives, not overdoing it, pacing ourselves. And this is something they've done. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing today in their 80s if there hadn't been some pacing of themselves. Now, if we have a tendency to be workaholic, we need to learn to tone it down. When we're working and we get a little tired, maybe it's time to head for the barn, to go home and relax, rather than push through. We need to learn to maybe let go a little bit more. Because whatever it is that we're working on, it'll be waiting for us in the morning. And the Stones learned that. Bring them up. There they are. They learned that. They were supposed to go on tour this year. And they decided not to. Who called it off? Mr. 82 on the right, Keith Richards. He just felt like he couldn't quite keep up with the vigorous schedule and the arthritis he's starting to feel in his hands. And all guitarists who've been playing through the years, Eric Clapton's going through this problem right now as well. Sometimes you got to go and moderate your life a bit. And one of the most important things is to love your work. And this is one of the reasons I look at Keith Richards. And you're going to think this is weird. It's kind of a spiritual mentor. Because when he's playing his guitar, he has this look on his face, like he's enjoying it. And if you look at videos of him playing, he seems to really be into it. Well, I'd like to be into what I'm doing, whether it's here, in my office, or wherever, bringing that sense of joy to what I'm doing. Maybe you too, when you think about the tasks that you're involved with, your work. Because if you don't love your work, maybe it's time to find some different work. And if it's impractical to change your work, then start putting a Keith Richards smile on your face. Just start with that, see what happens. What kind of face would you have right now if you really love this talk I'm giving? Yeah, there we go, there we go. By the way, these are reading glasses. I can only see out to about here, so whatever you did, how cool. But if you love your life, you'll love your work. And number 7, eat shepherd's pie. Yeah, shepherd's pie. Y'all know shepherd's pie? There's a little shepherd's pie there. I learned about their diet. And before every concert, Keith Richards eats shepherd's pie. Charlie Watts used to eat shepherd's pie. And Keith Richards is saying to anybody who touched his shepherd's pie, don't bust my crust, baby. The fuel you put in your body is as important as any fitness regime. So, shepherd's pie. Everybody today who stays for fellowship is going to have a taste of shepherd's pie because Donna just went back to take it out of the oven. So, yeah, shepherd's pie. So we're going to go through the list here of everything. Learn to survive. Let go of the past. Don't get fat. Get better with age. Moderation in all things. Love your work. Eat shepherd's pie. I don't know if they make a vegan shepherd's pie, but I bet they do. Do this. I want to play for you, we need some audio, a short interview of Howard Stern with Keith Richards from a couple of years ago.
Your old lady gives you tremendous stability. I get the feeling that she has given you a life where you feel really at home. Yeah.
Absolutely. Patty is the whole deal, man. And I mean, by now I wouldn't know really how to get out of bed without her, how to get in.
You're in love.
Yeah, always.
How many years have you been with her?
79. We met on my birthday in 1979.
Maybe that's one of your greatest successes, you know, because when I think of Keith Richards and I think of you back in the Ed Sullivan days and the teenage girls chasing after you and everything else.
Don't bring that up.
You didn't like that. You were terrified, you said.
It was horrible.
Horrible. Because really, there's nothing sexual about it. It's people trying to grab you and...
No, I mean, it was an incredible experience. I mean, you know, how many people go through that? Us and the Beatles.
I should mention the song Wild Horses, too, because I love the story behind it. This was based on you. It's kind of heartbreaking. Your kids were young, and you said to your son, wild horses wouldn't drag me away, meaning you had to go on the road with the Stones. Yeah. It was your calling. And you felt a sense of guilt that you had to leave. And you wrote this song that, you know, wild horses wouldn't drag me away.
That was the hook. Yeah.
That was the hook. Well, what a magnificent thought. And I guess what's driving me crazy is, what if you brought this to Mick and he didn't want to do it? We would never, we
Up
don't.
Shit Creek.
Yeah.
All the music I do in church, for the most part, well, all of it, is as a volunteer. I don't get paid to do any of this. Well, I don't know if if you think it's somewhere in my contract, find it for me. But one time, years ago, I was called by the new minister at Garden Park Unity Church in Cincinnati, where I was a minister for 10 years. And she said, I've got a funeral for a guy who loved classic rock music, and there's $50 in it if you come here and do a song. I said, I'll be right over. And so this is the song that I chose. Childhood living, it's easy to do. The things you wanted, I bought them for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can't let you slide through my hands. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. I watched you suffer, a dull ache and pain. Now you've decided to show me the same. No sweeping exits or off-stage lines could make me feel bitter or treat you unkind. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. I know I dream you a sin and a lie. I have my freedom, but I don't have much time. Faith has been broken, tears must be cried. Let's do some living after we die. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses will ride them someday. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. Now it's time for everybody to sing. And our next song is number 14, I Am the Radiant Life. Number 14, Blue Book.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
Thank you, Alyssa and Gay. We now have an opportunity to share of our good with our ministry Unity of Springfield. So if you came here today with a donation to share, we have bowls up front here and in the back to receive your gift. You can also give electronically by going to our website, unityofspringfieldil.org, and donate link is there on the page. And if you're watching online right now, there should be a link showing up on your screen. We appreciate your donations. We also have text to give at 217-335-4121, and we receive mail here. So if you'd like to send us a check, 417 East Cordelia, Springfield, Illinois 62703. And now let us join together with our offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Amen. And now let us pray together the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And now let us rise and form a circle as we sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.